Visionary, the goddess checking in. So I'm here with my man, Love Money founder. So give everyone a brief synopsis of who you are, what you do, and
Um, I make clothes.
okay.
I got a brand called Love Money. It started 2014 of December, about a week before Christmas, and I help people with their brands also. So I create brands, but my main identity is the Love Money brand, the green heart with the red dollar sign, and the slogan, "No man is rich until no man is poor."
How did that slogan come into
The slogan, "No man is rich until no man is poor." I was it was the dream. It was funny how God worked. Like, I went to sleep one night and I had a dream, and I don't remember the dream, what it was about, what I was doing in the dream, but I remember hearing, "No man is rich until no man is poor," and for some reason I just kept hearing it. And in the dream, like, I was moving in different rooms. It was weird, and I was carrying clothes with me. And for some reason, I just kept hearing that message. And I woke up the next day, and I said the message to myself: "No man is rich until no man is poor." Like, what
That's deep.
What does that mean?
Yeah, I never heard that.
And I researched the key words: "No man is rich until no man is poor." So I had to find out what poor meant, what rich meant, and then I knew the rest of the keywords. No man is rich until no man is poor. So the only two words I need to find out the true definition in the rawest form was rich and poor. So I decided to run with the slogan. So, I'm gonna put this slogan on clothes. I'm gonna put that on all my merchandise, or as much as I can. They got to do with the green heart, the red dollar sign. When I finally found the time to look into the word rich and the word poor, the word rich is to be natural, which means man can't create something rich. Rich is only created by the creator. A man can't create something rich. So I said, no man is rich. That means no man is rich. No man is pure until no man is poor. Find out what poor meant. Poor is poor. It could be poor in spirit. It could be poor financially. Poor is to not have. So I said, okay, well, if rich means to be something natural, every poor man need to realize the richest thing to possess is something that man can't make. So what can't man make? A heartbeat.
Damn.
Every man that feels poor doesn't understand his heartbeat is the richest thing to possess.
That's deep.
You know what I mean? Like, nobody can create that for you. You got the richest thing to possess in life is a heartbeat. So if I died tomorrow, well, probably not now, but if I died 3 years ago and I already started the brand, people would say, yeah, he was a Love Money boy, but he was poor though. But I possess the richest thing in life. So you're only poor because you don't know what rich means. To be wealthy, to have cash, it just means you're powerful. You're born rich. And when you're born rich, like a baby, when you're born, you gain power depending on the decisions you make in life.
Correct.
You make the right decisions, you'll gain wealthiness, because wealthiness is nothing but power.
Correct.
You only can gain power when you understand that you're rich, which means you think rich. That means if Jay-Z can do it, I can do it.
That's dope.
Warren Buffett can do it, I can do it.
So when you told people that this vision that you have in regards to like selling clothes and stuff like that, you had a dream, it's like, what do you like, yo, I'm going to start selling clothes. How did people feel? How did people reciprocate to that?
They laughed at me at first because I was on probation. I was smoking K2 because I couldn't smoke weed.
Okay.
So after the dream with the green heart and the red dollar sign and the voice telling me put this on clothes, forget everything you know, after that, the next day, I really believed the dream. I felt like, mind you, I was crying the night before. I was breaking down in the room telling God, like, I can't find you. Like, what I'm gonna do? I wanna ball. I don't wanna work 9 to 5 and retire in 30 years. I want 50 yachts. I want mansions. I want pride. I want a ball. What do I gotta do for you to give me that? Because I know that you have the power to give it to me. I craved this since a kid. I wanted to go to the NBA. It didn't work. I started making music. I wanted to be a big rapper. That didn't work. Came home, got a job, and that wasn't working. Went back to hustling, that wasn't working. Like, what I gotta do? So when I woke up that morning, and I told my first couple friends, yo, I'm gonna take a green heart and I'm gonna put this on clothes, and yo, everybody in the world gonna wear my clothes one day. They laughed. They thought I was speaking off of K2. Like,
You want those drugs again? Okay.
you bugging, bro. Ain't nobody gonna wear no green heart, no red dollar sign, bro. Like, what they even mean? Why the heart green instead of red, and why the dollar sign red instead of green? What are you talking about?
Why they reverse?
Why the colors are reversed? Like, what you mean?
Uh-huh.
And then, with those questions, I started to ask myself, why are the colors reversed? I prayed on it, like, God, why the colors are reversed? And when he answered my prayer, it was simple. Research. Find out why the colors are reversed. Okay, well, I guess I'll start with what the colors mean. What do the color green mean? What do the color red mean? And like I said, like you answered the question you asked me, what did they think? They clowned me. But it wasn't a disrespectful clowning. It was more like, yo, you bugging, man. Shut up, bro. Like,
Yeah,
come on,
you
dog.
tripping. Yeah.
And they didn't understand, and I didn't understand. So I didn't have an explanation to tell them why colors were switched. I didn't know. All I know is that this is what the dream told me to do, and this is what I'm gonna do. I'll answer those questions when I dig into it. You know what I mean? And then I finally dug into it, and that's when it changed my way of thinking.
Okay.
That's when I stopped.
So why are the colors reversed?
I googled the color green, and the color green is the color of life, renewal. It's the color of life. It's the color of renewal. It's the color of bottom line is the color of life.
Yeah, trees.
And I said, okay, what the color red mean? Color red is the color the color of energy, the color of power. It gives the man that lack confidence. So I related, okay, the heart green, so that means my heartbeat. That means my heart is life. Like anything I want, I can get it. It just gotta come from the heart when you go chase it. I said, so okay, so my heart's really green. Green is the color of life, so money's red, but why is the cash green if them dead presidents don't got life in them? I said, oh, they misleading me. They're not telling me the real definition of money. So I said, wait, I'm tripping. The color red means power. So that means money is not cash. Cash is a form of money. Let me Google the definition of money. A current medium of exchange in the form of banknotes. Alright. If it's in the form of banknotes, what's the original form? A current medium of exchange. So what's current and what's medium? Because I know what exchange means. Remember, the color green is life, the color red is power. Current is electrically charged particles. After I Googled it, looked into the word current, electrically charged particles are in our body. So now I know that money's in my body. Okay, so what's medium? Medium is the means of doing. Electrically charged particles is power, the means of doing. So the real definition of money is having the power to do something. And in the form of banknotes and coins, it can buy. So what other power tools I got? I got the power to see. I got the power to think, premeditate, put myself in predicaments. I got the power to do things. I got the power to influence. I got the power to intake through my ear, to listen. So who gave me these power tools? The highest form of power. So to love money doesn't mean to love cash. Cash is one form of money. To love money, the brand, it means to love the highest form of power and every power tool that he gave us. Well, money's the root of all evil, so how do I figure that out? If you misuse the power to see, it can lead to the root of all evil.
Damn. That's deep. Like,
if you're married and you're watching pornography, you're misusing the power of vision. If you're picking up guns and you're shooting people over drug blocks, you're misusing the power of your hands. It can lead to the root of all evil. Yeah, having the power to create something, that's money. I make shirts. That brings me money. Cash.
Correct.
Which is one form of money.
Yeah. It's multiple forms.
So the word money, I end up understanding the raw definition of money is power.
That's
it's not cash. Cash is a form of money.
That's deep. I never looked at it like that.
And I found that because I searched. I wanted to know why is the heart green and why is the dollar sign red and what this has to do with money if money is the root of all evil.
Because your friends ask some good questions.
They asked me, and I needed something to tell them. So when I started putting all the pieces together, it finally made sense to me.
Did you tell them that?
Yeah, I told them that.
What did they say?
That's what made them like the brand more, because now they understood
What it
meant.
Anyway.
It's funny how I asked God, like, what made you give me a brand and call it Love Money? And the answer I got back was, the message behind it is deep, but the word love money is going to be the reason why they all want to buy it, because everybody loves money.
Everyone loves money. It's the American way.
That's what made them want
to wear it.
I didn't know a message came behind it, though.
Until you researched it, yeah. That dream is, like, incredible. Like, who would it... And it started this whole thing. It started a whole movement. When did you start seeing your product get recognized? Was it right off the bat? Was it...
No. When I first grabbed after the dream, I had $40 in my pocket. I went to Foreman Mills. I got 4 hoodies. I used to always walk by the school on this building on Frankfurt. They used to make school uniforms. So I walk in there and I say, hey, I want to put a green heart and a red dollar sign on these hoodies. How much you gonna charge me? I think I was paying $18.
Dad, just for that?
For a heart and a dollar sign embroidered.
Wow.
So now I'm paying $10 for the hoodie, $18 to make it.
That's like about to it. Yeah.
Nobody was trying to buy it. I ended up...
Because you had to up a charger, yeah.
Right. I ended up giving it away, wearing one. My food stamps came. I said, I'm never going back to hustling, so I'm going to sell these food stamps. I'm going to get more product. I'm going to give it away, or I'm going to sell whatever I can sell. And nothing was coming in. When I started getting recognition was when Oskino made a Scraping the Pot video. People from the hood was like, oh, Oskino had that joint on. It wasn't too visible, but you can see it. And he wasn't mainstream or in the limelight too much because he just came home from upstate. But people in the hood can see it. And hustlers in the streets were saying, yeah, I rock that. That's the joint Oskino got on. But when O'Malley hopped off the jet, it gave it a different platform. Everybody wanted Love Money.
Wow.
When they seen him hop off the jet with Nicki Minaj and Meek Mills and the pictures in the jet, you know what I mean? It was like,
your phone.
it was different. My phone wouldn't stop ringing for about 4 or 5 days straight.
Damn.
You know what I mean? Like, it was so many orders coming in, I didn't know where to get these by the boat. I wasn't buying stuff wholesale. I was going to Foreman Mills, H&M.
Damn, so you was paying more.
I was paying more and not making nothing off it because I was like just
because you expect, yeah, and that's pretty hard because you talking about $50 sweater and people are like, why am I going to invest $50 on something I don't even know? Because it cost you $28 already.
Right. And then I learned the tricks, watching, taking time out to Google shit, wholesale, bam, 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 boom. I reached out to a couple people that was, I ain't gonna say no names. It was a couple brands that were established when I started, and I wanted to know, how do I get wholesale in this? And nobody wanted to tell me.
Yeah, that's not so, yeah, I get it.
And I watched those brands fall. And I stayed afloat, and then longevity started kicking in. Like, my brand just wouldn't die. Philly, I love the city. I love the hood. I love people, period. I'm made in the image of God, so I gotta love people. Philly's a very ignorant city. And why? I don't know, because I don't know the history of the roots. But I know a lot of us are hard on each other. For me to be able to hold the brand down for 5 years, that's 5 summers, 5 winters, 5 falls, 5 springs. To be able to do that for 5 years straight and not have a dent, whereas those sales dropped, they only went up, without going mainstream, without opening on South Street, it showed me that this brand wasn't about me, it was a gift from God. It was like, this is not going to stop selling. You born in Philly, you'll win anywhere you go. Because Philly is hard.
Philly is hard.
Hard. They're very, very, I'm cool, but I broke through those chains, and here we are 4 years and 11 months later. This is the first interview I ever did behind the camera.
Thank you for the pleasure. Really appreciate it.
Nobody got this story.
No one got the story. I got the exclusive.
Invited a lot. I got invited. I ain't gonna say who invited me or why I turned them down. It was just something about your vibe, and like I said, God working mysterious ways. And I agreed to it not because you're attractive or because you got, you know, a nice social network. I see who you dealing with. I see the people you interview. It wasn't none of that. It was just because my heart said she gets the interview, and that's what I follow. I follow my heart. It's just that's how it went, and that's why we're here. I mean, so nobody got this story. The story's never been heard.
Never been heard. Thank you. I really appreciate it. Sure. That was dope. So talk about your brands. I know you talk about like Love Money, but then you also talk about the different brands that come under like Love Money. That was just the one. Yeah,
Love Money. Followed up with Love Money was Never Told. Nevatol. No D. And it was a mouse with the anti-sign, Never Told. Means to not tell. And what happened was Love Money was moving in the streets. It was doing good, but I felt like the streets wanted something else. And I said, damn, what can I create to make the streets like, you know what I mean, want to buy this something new? And I thought about snitching. I said, damn, how can I make this up? How can I make a word that's like, not snitching, but like something that got to relate to it? And I came up with Never Told, and I dropped the D for silence to the D's.
That was, you be having deep messages, like even when you create and stuff.
Right, and then the logo to Never Told which is the sign language D. So when they asked me, where's the D at in Never Told? It's in the logo.
Yeah, that is the sign language D. I was learning sign language.
And then there come Never Told. And then came other brands, No Excuses, Panda Red, Pink Cocaine, Yardage. The way they came was just, it was a message behind every one. Pink Cocaine. They said, well, what's Pink Cocaine? It came to me. I don't know how they come to me. I didn't dream of designing. These are things that just came to me.
That's dope.
When I say, what's Pink Cocaine? Well, Pink Cocaine is a positive drug. It can uplift a man. It can break a man down. You got to be careful with pink cocaine. Pink cocaine, in the rawest form of a definition, is a woman's vagina, which comes with the rest of her body too. If you misuse this drug, it can bring you down. If you use it right and treat it right and be careful with it, it can lift you up.
That's deep. Like, who the hell? Like, damn, like that shit is deep.
Yeah, it's called pink cocaine for a reason. It's called pink cocaine because it's a positive drug, and it just sounded good, and I made it a brand. Yardage. Yardage came from me looking at myself as a player, and when I die, I'm gonna die with stats. And in my stats, I got a lot of yards. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I ran through a lot of.
That means you got a message. That means you got something to go through, you know what I mean? Which is good. How do you feel like, you know what I mean, your transition from like, you know, you said you tried rapping when you came home, you sold some drugs, you know what I mean, you worked for a little bit as well, and then you go through the whole process. But how do you adjust to like, in regards to like, okay, now you're making money from what you was making before. Was that an adjustment going from like not having nothing to like now having to like take on a boatload of money, and now you have to do like accounting work and like marketing and doing like statistical data and inventory? Was that a transition because you didn't really?
It was a transition because I wasn't educated on it. So when I first started making money, I never made money at this boat. You know what I mean? I was selling 150 shirts a day just on Somerset. Kensington, Somerset, the A in Somerset. I didn't even make it to Canberra. So the money that was coming in, I had no education on how to handle it, so I disrespected it. Was spending it however I wanted to spend it. Because I didn't have education on it. I wasn't worrying about taxes. I wasn't worrying about none of that. It was like, man, it's come and go. Like, this is a gold mine. God gave me something good and it ain't going to run out. And the transition was difficult because I had no education on how to transition. You know what I mean? When you reach a certain level as far as financially, you got to know what to do financially. You know what I mean? Every dollar's not to be spent. Every dollar's not to be chased.
That's the dope message and stuff like that. You had to learn that.
You got to learn that.
Through your own struggles and stuff like
right,
that.
Your own mistakes.
And your own mistakes.
Lost a lot of friends, lost a lot of peers, lost a lot of business partners. People came and went. People dipped and dabbed. People invested and didn't reinvest. You know.
Okay.
It was like, it was a transition. It was hard. I didn't transition easy. And we got 4 years, 11 months, and right now going into my 5th year.
So your anniversary is coming up.
December 14th.
Yeah, that's gonna be dope. It's a party, right? It's gonna be a party. That's amazing.
Amazing.
And that's like you're self-taught.
Yeah, self-taught. I never dreamed of making clothes. I never dreamed of having a brand. Jay-Z said in one of his songs, "You don't know, never in my right mind." Me selling clothes, never in my right mind. You know what I mean? Like, I never thought in my mind that I was designing clothes. You know what I mean?
Do you love it though?
Yeah, I love it because I grew to love it because of the way it took care of the family.
Mm-hmm.
The way people see me in the streets, and I didn't get no buzz in rapping. I didn't get no buzz in playing basketball. But now when I walk the streets, I gotta take pictures. Now
How does that feel?
It feel good because people like, they love you and they don't know you. They love your brand and the way you carry it and your character that come behind your brand. So the love that they're showing you is genuine love because you created something that they fell in love with. So they love the brand, but the love they got for you for creating it is amazing when you see a stranger and they like, yo, bro, my daughter love your voice. You know what I mean? Like, can my daughter get a picture?
Oh wow.
You know what I mean? Yo, can my wife get a picture? Like, she
So
loves
you're
your
like,
brand.
that's like being famous in a sense.
Right,
Yeah.
it feel good because the strangers expressing to you how special you are. And people don't like to give people recognition. So when a stranger gives you recognition, he put his pride to the side, which means you respect him on a different level now. Because you could have just kept it pushing. But you like what I got so much and like what it is and what it stands for, you'll put your pride to the side to tell me like, yo, my wife on the picture, bro.
Oh, that's dope.
That's very
That's very rare and stuff.
in Philly.
Yeah, Philly's a tough city. Philly's a tough city. It definitely tough. I think everyone can relate to that if you're from Philly, especially from the urban community background and stuff like that. So, you know, when your friends see you, like you said, you talk about losing friends, losing business partners, losing investors. How do you like transition through that? Was it like, did you feel lost in a sense? Like, damn, like this is like, how do you manage all that?
You know, it's funny. Struggled in a lot of areas, but, and I give all credit to God. God didn't let me struggle with who didn't want to stand by me. Like, he gave me the strength to say, it's cool, it's their loss, they'll be back. And when they come back, you give them another chance. For all the chances I gave you when you was messing up, when you didn't believe. You know what I mean? So many times that I had chances to live right, because my mom gave me good advice. I had friends' parents that gave me good advice, and I didn't take heed. I didn't take heed till I got upstate. And then when I got upstate, I didn't take heed then because I didn't do keyword searching and finding out what scriptures meant, and I didn't look in between the lines and decipher messages. I didn't do none of that. I just was like, it's not working for me. It's not working for me. I'm trying. You know what I mean? So when it was coming to letting people go, it kind of like it was easy. It was like, all right, you done? All right, cool. Look, man, I wish you the best. Like,
So
you know what
that's
that was kind of easy to not worry about would I be able to rise without this help. You know what I mean? And it was kind of easy. Like, God kind of like, he was my backbone.
So how do you stay like, you know what I mean, afloat mentally with all of those transitions happening in regards to like, you know, like you said, like about transitioning in regards to like the people leaving and then people coming and stuff like that. And you talk about like God and stuff like that in regards to him keeping you. Is that like the main thing that keeps you afloat of all the time during your whole time? So there's like no therapy, nothing. It's just straight you and God.
No therapy, me and God one-on-one. If I have a baby mom and she's going through addiction and it's very rough. You know, my son asks for it. You know what I mean? And she like, you know what I mean? That's something that you need therapy for. But you know me, I go sit down and I just talk to him. I say, God, like, you gotta get my baby mom right. You know what I mean? Like, I need your help. You know what I mean? Like, can't nobody speak to me about it. I'm going to you about it because you answered so many of my prayers. Why would I have to go speak to somebody about this area of my life? And you know, and my heart tells me you just continue to love her. And you just keep trying, and there's gonna come times where you're gonna fall short because you're frustrated about it, and then you walk away for a little bit, then you come back. And then, you know, she still ain't catching it, you walk away, you come back. So God kind of keeps me afloat for the hard things that I'm really going through. Like, behind the money, behind the brand, it's family issues I can't fix. I got a sister that's going through addiction. My baby sister, the one that me and her got the same dad. My mom's first 3 kids are half black, half Mexican. Their dad was black. Then she met my dad, which is Puerto Rican, and had me and my sister. You know what I mean? We're all one family, but this is my me and my
because
you know
you're
what I
the
mean?
same blood.
Right, and this is the one that's like going through that addiction, and that breaks me down.
Yeah.
And it's kind of just like God keeps me afloat. He doesn't let me fall too deep into that depression to let this go.
You know, we all have family that deals with addiction. It's hard to deal with
Yeah,
it.
it's very difficult.
And
You
I
cry
think,
a lot.
yeah, and I think like sometimes people don't know how to deal with it. It's definitely hard. I think everyone can relate. Everyone knows someone who's on
To watch
drugs.
somebody so beautiful deteriorate, somebody that you love.
Because it's not. It's deeper than that. It's drugs is just a substitute.
Yeah.
And there's like emotional battles
For sure.
that I feel like is happening. It happens a lot in our communities, but you don't let that stop what you got going on here.
God holds me afloat.
And which is good because, you know, like we see the streets every day and things are happening and stuff. And like you said, we lose loved ones, we lose our families, and sometimes everyone can't come with us.
Right, that's true. And sometimes like everything happens for a reason. That's why I never question when things go sour. You don't question it. You pray on it. You get an answer. You get an answer. You don't. You just keep it pushing. Don't hang on to it too much. Don't question them. You gotta roll with the punches. It's a marathon. You know what I mean? And on your marathon, you're gonna get tired. You're gonna trip. You're gonna fall. You're gonna break for a little bit. But it's a marathon, which means this is an infinity marathon. This marathon doesn't end.
Stop.
My son takes up after me, and his sons will take up after him, and
Cycle.
they keep going. It doesn't. So I just keep God first, and it helps me stay afloat. You know what I mean? As far as the money's not gonna run out.
Yeah. So
as long as they printing it, I'm not gonna have to worry about that. It's more about the mental. It's about staying afloat up here. I'm gonna stay afloat with rent and car and merchandise, but up here is the hardest battle to stay afloat, and you need God up there. You might think you're talking to yourself, but you're not.
I think we all feel like that because it's like, what is God? I think we all go through those spiritual battles too. That's all normal. What would you tell a kid that's lost? You know, like I don't know what to do with myself. I don't know. Yeah, like a young kid that's in the urban community. A young teenager kid that's coming up, going into transition into adolescence into adulthood. Now he's like on his own, having to face more responsibilities that he didn't have to face.
A kid that's lost, I would tell them go into a quiet room and speak your mind out loud. Whatever you gotta say, whatever you want to ask for it. There's nothing like a child's wish when you're talking directly to God. It's probably the people God listens to the most. An innocent child that's lost, haven't found yourself in real life yet. And when you're a teenager, you definitely haven't found yourself yet. So I will go into a quiet room and I will speak out loud, and I will sleep on it, and you will get answers.
That's dope.
You know what I mean? I can't tell you, hey, start selling clothes, or hey, follow your dreams, or look, just shoot 100 free throws, you're gonna go to the NBA. The base of being successful, the first thing you gotta do is you gotta know God. You wanna call him Jesus, call him Jesus. You wanna call him this, call him that. You wanna call him what you wanna call him. I just call him God. And you got to know him. You got to just speak to him. You're gonna get answers. So a teenager that's lost, I will go into a quiet room and I will speak out loud. I will cry, I will scream, I will have a conversation like I'm talking to one of my friends, but talking about what you really want answers to, what you asking for, what you want. Me, I did it as a grown man.
I know, but you know, people are not taught to cry. It's like you learn not to cry.
Yeah. It came natural to me because I was hurting. I went through 20 years of being lost. You know what I mean? So it's like, you know what I mean? You just go into a room and you just speak out loud. Ask them what what you want to ask them. Ask for what you want to ask for. I asked for, you don't want to hear what I was asking for.
Are you looking within? Looking within.
Yeah, I was asking for the finer things in life.
Like, I just want the material. I don't want all this other stuff.
Yeah,
Let's make it simple. It's never that simple. You got to do your own research.
Yeah.
Do your own work. People don't want to do their own work.
People don't want to hustle.
You got to do your own self work. Everyone has to know that. Everyone has a different path.
Yeah.
Your path is not my path. My path is not yours.
We
And
got different demons.
yeah, your demon is not my demon. My demon is not yours. But we all got demons. That's a part of life. You know. In regards to what does the brand hold for you the next 5 years? What you think? What is your vision for the brand? Like
the next 5 years, multi-millionaire.
okay.
A store in every state.
That's dope. Franchise.
You know what I mean? Yeah, a store in every state. Even if it's just one store in every state. A name in every state. You know what I mean? If it's not a store, if it's just the name in the state. If it's me just going on a clothing tour. But in 5 years, I'll cover the United States.
Okay. Nationwide.
Nationwide. And we'll go from there, but
Then internationally, no.
you know what I mean? And that'll follow suit. But in 5, I see the whole United States covered. And in 10, international.
That's dope.
Countries, Europe,
Yeah.
stuff like that.
That's so dope. So, shout out your Instagram, shout out your Facebook, shout out all those platforms that you have.
Right now I'm on Instagram, Pilot & Co. That's PILOTANDCO.catalog. And no Twitter, no Facebook, strictly Instagram, but I'll get into that later. But Instagram is like, is enough for me to handle right now.
Okay. Because you do everything yourself, basically.
I do everything myself, and I don't want to get overloaded.
Oh,
Whereas
wow.
though they start saying, oh, well, you're not answering the Facebook messages.
Oh, yeah.
You know what I mean? So
Yeah.
Instagram is cool for me. It's working for me. And I can carry the load that it puts on my back.
Okay.
So Instagram, you can definitely find me.
Okay, so is there anything else you want to, before we close out this interview, you want to let me know? Or you want to tell the followers or anything?
I would want to say, follow your dreams, follow your vision, whatever it may be. If you want to sell houses, get into real estate, sell cars, whatever it may be, but you keep God first. Success is not it's not luck. You work within once you know what God wants from you. And if you think one of your demons is holding you back, you got to overcome that demon. You know what I mean? The more demons you overcome, the more blessings they drop on your lap. And that's my message to the world. Love money. No man is rich until no man is poor. And this interview was dope, man. I appreciate you.
Thank you so much. It was definitely good. Definitely good.